Wife goes out with friends and comes home different. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. I, 34 meters, found my wife, 33F, in our bed with another man. A little background. For the sake of my sanity, I will refer to my wife as Ellie. My best friend's name is Omar. Not real names. Ellie and I met in college and hit it off right away. When we started dating, I was not really assertive. You could accurately say that it was her showing interest and desire in me that made me really begin to value myself and work past a ton of insecurities I used to deal with. I was just a hard-working, nerdy smart dude, but had never had any real luck with women. To me it was almost incredible that someone as smart and beautiful as her would show as much interest in me as I showed in her. We both have always been driven, which led to us separately building small businesses of our own by the time we graduated college. We moved in together after graduation and a year later married. We had, what I considered, a very strong marriage. We had weathered family tragedies, professional challenges, small and large disagreements, and always managed to work through everything, and I felt it always made us stronger. Ellie has always had a huge social circle that included a fair number of men, but I never thought too much about it as she never did anything that raised flags, since all social outings seemed to always be as a large mixed group, and I came to trust her closest friends. As our 10-year anniversary was coming up, I decided to bring up the topic of starting a family. Early on in the relationship we had together decided to compromise on the size of our family. I wanted kids, she wanted none or at most one, so we agreed on having one. Now 10 years into our marriage, secure economically and thinking how healthy I thought our relationship was, I brought the topic up. I can't help but think me doing this may have started this whole chain of events. A little over 3 months ago she told me she was going out with her friends to have some fun. She basically told me she needed to unwind as she was getting stressed about me asking about having kids again. That night she comes back at 4 a.m. Starting with that day our bedroom goes completely dead. In our relationship Ellie has always initiated as much as me, in fact on average I would say more often than me, and for rare periods when we were dealing with traveling I can't think of us ever going more than 5 days without some form of intimacy. She starts going out more, guarding her phone, avoiding me, all this, stuff I had never seen from her before. After about 3 to 4 weeks of this I talk to Omar, my best friend, and he points me to Reddit and I start reading. Eventually I decide I need to do something about this as it's beginning to put me in a bad mood. I don't just want to trust her, I like to trust my wife, I need to trust her. Well, needless to say I get my hands on her phone and check her calls and texts, feeling like a complete monster violating her privacy. Turns out that one of the people new to her social circle is an old high school flame from before we were together. The more I dug, the more I found. I think the fact I'd always trusted her completely made her complacent about hiding the affair better. I found out that during that party a month before, he had attended, and they spent all night catching up and ended up kissing, not even really hiding it from her whole group of friends, and then conveniently going to the bathroom at the same time. Up to this point all I had felt has been this giant pit of anxiety in my stomach, a part of me trying to hold on to the image of the woman I thought I had married, a kind of self-delusion. But the anger and sadness start getting overwhelming, made worse by the fact that she seems oblivious to my sudden indifference. She didn't notice I had stopped making romantic gestures. I felt like I was breaking inside. Finally a month ago I decided to catch them in the act and I told Ellie I am going to visit my cousin for the weekend. He lives 3 hours away, but instead I went to stay with Omar, who has been helping me record and copy everything. I waited and sure enough, she brought him to our house to our bed. I snuck in the house and made my way to our room and the sounds left no doubts. They were so into it they didn't notice me standing there at the door recording them with my phone. I literally felt something in me break, like something in my soul snap so hard I could hear it. My veins went ice cold and something like a 10-ton anvil had been dropped on my chest. I couldn't breathe. I went numb. This next part I can only tell you what Omar says happened because I only remember parts of the next few minutes. According to Omar, who I had brought as a witness, apparently I walked up to them, pulled the guy off the bed and Omar pulled me off of him. I remember Omar holding me down on the ground. After that there was the normal hysterics of being caught. I went no contact for 5 weeks and began working with a lawyer preparing for the worst. Omar served as her contact point during that time since I simply didn't want to talk with her. Ellie contacted my family and told them that we are having problems. After the 5 weeks of NC we met and talked. She was remorseful, told me it wasn't my fault, that it was all her doing, her responsibility and her decisions. We decided to go to marriage counseling and at least explore if there is anything salvageable. Sitting here, I can't believe that even after that, I still love her. I am disgusted with myself that I have thought about her well-being, about her happiness. I especially hate that now I have to question our entire relationship. Was it just now that she got brazen about cheating, or has it happened before and I didn't bother looking far enough or was too stupidly trusting to see it at all? It's been now almost a month since deciding to try marriage counseling, and my questions to those who have already gone through this are the following. 1. Is it possible to reconcile without feeling that you lose some self-respect? 2. How long does the anger to sadness to numbness, rinse and repeat cycle last? In getting exhausted from the constant emotional roller coaster. 3. I find myself really loathing the whole idea of having to essentially be on the constant lookout. Is that a sign of me wanting out, or just me being exhausted, 'cause I honestly can't tell? I'll take any advice, honestly. I love her, I've been head over heels for her since we met back in college, I want to work it out. Is it actually possible, and if it is, will it ever resemble what it used to be even remotely? Story 2, I discovered my wife's secret and it's extremely shocking. I dated my wife for 4 years, then proposed, got married and lived a wonderful life together. We own a beautiful home, have a 1-year-old daughter together and both have successful careers. We were living the American dream. She became really good friends with another girl from our gym and they started hanging out and texting a lot. I thought it was a little strange, but I've been with my wife for 7 years and we have a great physical connection and a good sex life. So I didn't think she was a lesbian. I brought my concerns to her several times about the intensity of her friendship and I got assurances every time that it was just that. They were just friends. Then, we had our baby and I let my guard down. I didn't think she would ever cheat on me once we had a baby. Well, I came home from the gym one day and my baby was taking a nap in her nursery. I opened the door next door and my wife was naked. I pushed the door a little more and her friend was also naked hiding behind the door. They had apparently been having a secret lesbian affair behind my back for several months. We are getting divorced now and they are still together. It was soul-crushing at first, but I'm realizing that for someone to live a lie for so long and hide a secret relationship, they are ultimately not a good person. Therefore, me getting away from this person will make my life better. I thought I was in a happy marriage, but I think I was more in love with living the American dream. I'll find someone who actually respects me and is a good person. I know that is a lot, but I wanted to share. Here are some of the best comments from our community. From what I have seen, experienced and read, bringing AP to your marital bed means there is no respect for the spouse whatsoever. There may still be a chance for reconciliation if there's some sacredness with marital bed and property, but it's obvious that it means nothing to her. She has no respect for you, so you need to give yourself some respect. Maybe all this time she's with you, she's always had this what if with her old flame. And she jumped on him when she had the chance. If you reconcile, you can never be sure if she won't monkey branch when she bumps into another old flame. She's a cheater. Cheaters lie and then lie some more, even when the truth would serve them better. Ultimately, she has no normal human morals. Believe nothing she says without positive proof. Only believe her actions. What is she saying? Is she happy the way things turned out? Did she refuse to give the other woman up to save her family? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.